Hmm. What the fangulo? No sound. Give me a second. I show no sound. Why is there no sound? What the fuck? Oh well. There we go. Back in a minute. Coffee. Hmm. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Don't know what happened, but have some audio difficulties. Need to get my act together here a little more. Need a little more professional setup. I'm working on it slowly but surely. But good morning, everybody. In fact, my internet is so bad here, at least on my end, the download that my video is not even working. I can't even see. It's just spinning. Yeah, you can hear me coughing. I haven't coughed at all. Good to know that everything seems to be working. It's not working on my end here. It says, this is really strange. No, it doesn't say it's really strange. It says if your playback doesn't continue working, or if your playback isn't working, restart your device, which that's not going to happen. So I'll just have to deal with it. Anyway, rats, cats, or bats, nobody flies for free. And that's pretty much how it goes. I didn't even put this. Boy, I'm behind. See, this is the thing. I changed my start time. Where is Longhorns? The one guy who says to me, "Please start earlier. Start at 8 o'clock. It's better for me." That's what happens when I listen to one person. And I make a change because somebody wants a different time. That's what happens. He's not even here. He's asleep or something, picking his ass. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for joining. Welcome. It's another day, and today we're going to talk about, of course, we'll talk a little bit about the situation, but I got a couple of reader comments that I thought were very interesting, enlightening on people's opinions of Thailand and how they seem to have changed over the past few years. But before I get into it, the following stream and all videos on this channel are brought to you by the good viewers who are my Patreon patrons, website VIP members, and viewer contributions. Today's shout out goes to Mr. Alvin. Haven't seen you in a while. Just want to thank you, though, for your continued support and for watching, I guess, whether you're commenting or not. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Alvin pops in and out every once in a while. But if you'd like to support my channel, head over to anamericaninbangkok.com/Scott, or just take a look at in the description. There are several ways that you can help. Thank you very much, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. I was just reading about him the other day and how he passed away, and everybody was heartbroken. Yeah, I like the Cashes. This is one of my favorite shirts. Oh, this Longhorns. Oh, okay. Robert Redford. Oh, it's dead for good. Wow. Well, it's about, listen, I hate to say it, but this is probably a good time to get yourself a new tablet or a phone. Maybe a phone would be a good idea. I don't know. You can always turn it on and off. You don't have to always be connected. But let me see here. I'm running a little bit behind because we're starting at 8 o'clock, and I thought that things were set up properly, and they're not, which, that's the way it goes. Anyway, the Thai baht right now, last time it was 32.9114. Now it's 33.0225. So it's above 33. Hey, man, I'd like to see it hit 35 or 40, but I don't know exactly what that's going to do for the people here in Thailand. But, it is what it is. Right now it's 86 degrees, high of 94, low of 82. Feels like 99 degrees. So it's 8:10 in the morning and it feels like 99. Crazy. That's just crazy when you think about it. And it's humid. It's 81% humidity, 10% chance of rain. Winds, there is no wind. So there's zero wind, 0 miles an hour. Absolutely no wind right now. 81% humidity. So obviously it's very, very hot and humid now, as Thailand is. That's the way it goes. Visibility 6 miles. UV index is 2. And the air quality index was quite good a little while ago, but it's rising. Ooh, it's 66 now. When I woke up, it was about 43. So it was actually good, which that's a rare occurrence. Wow, there are no tablets at AT&T. May go to a pawn shop tomorrow. Hey, man, pawn shops are a good place to go if you need something. But so what are you on right now? Well, that's what I'm curious about. What are you using, somebody's computer or their phone or something? Let me see here, because we got a lot to cover here. You know, this whole thing about 3M is a bit irritating, but Germany has accused the United States of face mask piracy. All right. Supposedly, a consignment of masks on its way to the Berlin police was intercepted in Thailand and diverted to the United States. You've heard, if you've been watching the White House press conferences, President Trump is not very happy with 3M. And quite frankly, it seems to me that, you know, they owe some sort of allegiance to the United States. And the United States, this is the thing, the United States people come first, and to them, the money comes first. It says, in a tweet on Friday, Mr. Mueller accused U.S. President Donald Trump of lacking solidarity and behaving irresponsibly. It is inhumane and unacceptable. The incident in Bangkok comes at a time when countries battling the coronavirus pandemic are rushing to secure essential protective gear from a limited pool of suppliers. It says the company resisted demands by White House officials to send about 10 million N95 masks produced in Singapore for markets in Asia to the U.S. You know, he's got this Defense Production Act, and I don't understand why, if they're not cooperating, you basically say, we'll shut you down. Phone, okay. I don't understand why they're not doing that, why he's not being a little more forceful, but, you know, we don't know exactly what's going on. It may take some time, but they need to get their act together, because you got people complaining about not having what they need, and that's very important, obviously. Let me go on here. We've got to move quickly. This really pisses me off. China joins top UN human rights panel, sparking protest. It's true. They have joined. China was appointed on Wednesday to a United Nations Human Rights Council panel, where it will play a key role in picking the world body's human rights investigators, including global monitors on freedom of speech, health, enforced disappearances, and arbitrary detention. Where's my coffee? That's what I need. In a move that has sparked protest by international human rights activities, allowing China's oppressive and inhumane regime to choose the world's investigators on freedom of speech, arbitrary detention, and enforced appearances is like making a pyromaniac into the town fire chief. It's absurd and immoral for the UN to allow China's oppressive government a key role. When are these people going to wake up? and stop kissing their ass, because that's what they're doing. They're kissing their ass. Thank you, Richard. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm still having some problems with my video here. If it's going to work. I don't know what's going on here. Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much, Gennaro. Appreciate that very much. I love that. You know what? I love Apple Pay. You don't pay a damn thing. You don't have to pay any transfer fees or any of that kind of stuff. It's beautiful. I love it. If playback doesn't begin shortly, try restarting your device. That's not going to happen. Yeah, you see, I can't see anything going on here. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open a new window. We'll see what happens here. But why would you let... I mean, it's absolutely absurd. This is another example of how companies, organizations, people, and I saw it in Hong Kong quite a bit, how they just blatantly lie or they blatantly ignore what's going on. And then it's just tough shit. You got to live with it. What are you going to do? You know, I don't get it. And it has to be about money. Just like with the WHO. It has to be about money, influence. But we're going to have, like I said the other day, we're going to have to pull away from the tit. Yeah, none of it is working. I don't know why my internet, the download is very, very slow compared to the upload, I take it. I don't understand why. But I just don't get it. I don't see, how stupid are these people, or is it that we're missing something? Is it just about the money? Is that all that matters nowadays, is money? There is nothing else? I don't understand. I mean, I'm sitting here going, how can you approve? Nothing is working on my computer. Everything is just slow. So give me a second here. I don't know what's going on. As long as you guys can see what's happening and I get the messages, that's all that's important, I guess. Let me see here. Let me push this down. Where are we at? Okay, at least I can, because everyone is at home and the internet is slowed down, what they said. Yeah, well, wouldn't it be slow to upload also? I would think that would be the case. Yeah, just getting back to, I don't want to belabor this point because we already know how it is, but I mean, how on earth, when China has a proven track record of human rights violations, just one after another, and they currently have many, and they are, hey, how you doing, Alvin? And how they continue to lie. How can you do that? How can you allow them? I mean, for me, I don't think they should be part of the Human Rights Council, the UN. I don't think they should be part of any organization like that. What are they? Are they part of the, what is it, the G, are they part of the G7? Let me see. I don't even remember all the group of G7. There's the G7, the G... No, they're not. Okay, so what is it? What was I thinking? The G14? What was I thinking? Well, they damn sure shouldn't be part of the G7. They're not. And I started out, I got to say, I started out saying rats, cats, or bats, nobody flies for free, because I thought that in the end, China is going to be made to pay, either directly or indirectly. Even my mother, who I talked to, said, I have a real problem with trying to buy from anything made in China. And, I'm the same way now. And the problem is we're kind of stuck, but we're going to have to wean ourselves off the tit. Yeah, you got a point there, Beyond Trinity. What happened to all the global outcries of the Tiananmen Square protests? Money drives the real world and not moral value. You got here the five. They're part of the G20. I think China should be blacklisted until they change their government and make. And the problem is that they say they're going to make changes, they never do, or they say they're going to make the changes, they never do, and then we just keep letting them get away with it. And this has happened in numerous countries, but anyway, I was getting to the point of how, hey, with they say they're going to stop with the wet markets, and guess what? They don't. They just open them right back up. Sudan, I'm expecting you. Yeah, I mean, some of these countries need to be eliminated from the Human Rights Council. I mean, please. Pakistan? It's ridiculous. And there's too much ass kissing and nepotism going on. That's how I look at it. All right, let me see if this is going to work, because I'm really pissed off about my internet now. It's really not good. How dare these people slow my internet down? That's a joke. Let's see here. Is it? Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that, China is still, people are still buying things from China. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. You're going to tell me we can't make masks? I understand that maybe it's going to be more expensive. And it may take time to get back up to speed. Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like putting the fox in charge of the hen house. It's. I don't even know what to say about that. And I would hope that after this is all over, that there would be such an outcry that people would not let this go any further. The appointment of China comes despite the fact that the government in Beijing is widely considered to commit gross and systematic violations of human rights affecting its 1.3 billion people. That's what I just said. And up to 1 million Muslim, Uyghurs, and minority group members, and all the people forcibly disappearing, including doctors. I'm really in shock by this article. Okay, now I don't know why other people in the world, I haven't seen it on a lot of news wires, but let's move on, because we could beat this till the horse is mush. So now here's the big news in Thailand, though. The big news is that while there is a curfew right now from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., Prayut has said that he may increase it to 8 hours, 10 hours, even 24 hours. And I don't know that that's a good thing. I don't know. At this point, I'm like, whatever. What are you going to do? You can't do anything. Not a darn thing you can do. A gosh darn thing you can do. The Prime Minister may impose a total lockdown order if the number of those infected and killed by the coronavirus does not drop within a week, a government spokesman said, even as 4 more people died of the virus. Well, I think it was 3 people one day and 1 person the next day. Now, the numbers are down for Thailand and have been dropping slightly. It was something like 129 a couple days ago. Then it went down to 105. Then it went to 103. And then Now it's 89 people, one person. So just over 2,000 people. Yeah, actually, Tom, Florida, I believe isn't the border, the state line, isn't it closed now? So anyway, I don't understand well, first of all, if you can get to a bar if it's open, that's why there's no bar fines. Almost all of the bars are completely shut, at least in some of the places. I can't be all of the places. Let me go on here because we got a couple things to talk about. Yeah, I mean, the World Health Organization, disgusting. Their influence from China. It's just it's a clusterfuck. That's all I got to say. Now, I gotta say, I got two comments the other day, or actually, well, in the last day, that I wanted to go over, and one of which really has nothing to do with the current situation, but it does have to do with uh, the live streams. Now, I've been live streaming more often. Oh, God. You guys make me sick. Really. Thai girls can't sell their asses, therefore the family doesn't eat. And that, you know what? Dude, if you think that's true, you really don't know Thai people. Seriously. Because you know what? They'll sit there and eat rice. They'll go and yeah, you're in a state hospital. Uh, they'll go out and go into the ponds and fish for tiny little fish. They'll do whatever they got to do. They're not stupid. They are quite resourceful. And believe me, they're not whining about toilet paper. Okay? Now, I dare say that while, yes, the number of road accidents here yes, they are. They have a stimulus bill as well. But well, the road accidents have dropped, I believe, just about everywhere. So yes, Thailand has a bad record when it comes to the traffic. Uh, Actually, I gotta say they're not whining about that. You know why? I don't know what it is. Maybe they fixed a pipe outside that had a little bit of an issue. Uh, but we now have a lot better water pressure upstairs, which has been an issue for us for the past couple of months. Our water pressure has been quite low. Now it's quite high. And there is a drought in Thailand, and there is a shortage of water. You know. Yeah, well, you're not going to get it if you're a Westerner. So, I don't know about you. Nobody cares what you're talking about there, Walter. Sorry. We really don't care what you're going to get for your stimulus. I mean, because everybody knows this is what you get, this is what you don't get. In Thailand, you get a lot less, but they do have a stimulus package, and there are people that are getting money. And I think it was something like 5,000 baht for 3 months. But there are particulars that you need to, there are requirements just like anywhere else. So anyway, let's move on. Because what I was going to say was that I got this letter, this message, and here's what it says. It says, you should do more news stories. Just doing boring live streams is not going to make it. You're getting lazy. Getting lazy? Live streams do not take much preparation. I'll get back to that in a minute. Your live streams are boring because you spend too much time greeting subscribers and not enough time on content. Now, I wouldn't have an issue with this if this particular comment if I thought it was true. Because all I've been doing lately is covering the news, and this is what the news is. Right now, the big news story is this virus. But, first of all, I'm not getting lazy. I've always been somebody who thought you need to do what you need to do, but you don't want to do more than you have to. Why should you bust your balls to do something when there is very little payoff? Okay? Now, I don't mean that doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard. You should work hard. But to continually work hard and bust your balls over and over again, if it's not something you really want to do, then why would somebody do it? Like go out and bust their ass digging ditches. That's a dead-end job. The idea is to work smart, not hard. Okay? Now, the one thing that I do take issue with is live streams do not take much preparation. There are times when I come on here and I just wing it. I admit that. Yeah, okay, that doesn't take much effort. I talk to people. Okay. Also, I've asked people to come on and talk to me on Skype, online, and now on Zoom, although the Zoom is not really set up yet. I'm not sure if I can do that. So there, if people wanted to do that, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I am willing to do whatever is necessary. That's the thing. And I think that to say that I don't prepare or that I'm lazy is just a bunch of, it's just, I think this is just a troll. A troll, if it's not a troll, it's a trollish comment. What you guys don't know is that almost every single day I'm up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Today I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I called my family in the U.S., okay? That took about an hour. And then I started with and last night and yesterday, I'm constantly keeping it up with it, and I got other, this is a news/travel/talk show/ whatever you want it to be. It's the life and times of an American in Bangkok. That's what it is. I never profess to have the most accurate information, although I do strive to have that. I never say I don't want to be a journalist per se as a serious journalist. If I wanted to be, I would have done that a long time ago. That's why I like photography, because photos usually tell the story. Okay? Anyway, moving on from that. So, your live streams are boring because you spend too much time greeting subscribers and not enough time on content. Okay, I say hello to people sometimes, but I don't think I spend too much time. I disagree. You're entitled to your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion about the content, and you're also entitled to taking a fucking hike. I mean, really. There's always an option, my friends. You can always say, I'm changing the channel. You can always leave me a negative. You can do whatever you want. A thumbs down. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. But I will tell you this. The numbers from Hong Kong forward, right after Hong Kong, there was a bit of a drop. And now the numbers have gone up in the last couple of months. They've been going up. The number of people watching, the number of people who spend time watching, all that's gone up. So I don't want to hear any of this bullshit from any of these people. Quite frankly, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything, or say something constructive, because none of that was constructive. Actually, I've been getting anywhere from 50 to 110 or 20 people lately, which is a little bit better, and I don't want to and somebody said to me, oh, you should just focus on Thailand. I'm sorry. Guys, hey, guys, I've been here for a long time, and this place, this is why I say there's some wonderful things about Thailand, but there's some things I don't like. Well, there's some wonderful things about the United States. Man, I love the United States. There are some things I hate about it. But that doesn't mean that I don't ever want to live in the United States or that I hate my country. Because there's negatives. There's going to be negatives anywhere you go. And the sooner you realize that, and you're not going to have this utopia when you come over here, and all the girls are going to fall at your feet, and they're going to kiss your ass, and the sooner you realize this, the sooner you face reality. And some people can't handle the truth. Yeah. No, it wasn't in this chat. It was a comment that was left. Listen, we've got past the trolls. All of us in this chat, I think we have realized, if you've been online for any length of time, you realize, and it took me a long time because I'm stubborn, and, I like to bridge up and fight back, but it doesn't do any good. So, that comment, I'm more than willing to look at it and go, hey, maybe I should do some more news stories. Okay, well, but I have been doing them. And to be honest, there's not a lot in the news besides the coronavirus right now. Not a lot of big news stories. Things have changed. Okay? That's the way it goes. If my live streams are boring, so be it. I can't put music in there to liven it up. I wish I could. And today I couldn't even get it to work. Getting lazy. I got news for you. You can call it lazy. You can call it, what's the word that I would use? Precise. I beat my head against the wall for a long time. So I know exactly what I can get out of YouTube, out of my streams, out of my chats, and I'm perfectly willing to deal with it, for better or worse. When the time comes that I'm not, and I think that my streams are truly boring, I just won't do them. It's as simple as that. And I don't think that, surgical, thank you. With military precision. Anyway, let's move on, because I do have a letter that I thought was very enlightening, interesting, well-written. And, I'll be the first to admit that I am hesitant to bash Thailand. I'm rarely willing to bash Thailand. Because I think you can bash any place most of the time. And a lot of the time, you can simply take out the word Thai or Thailand and insert some other country, and you're going to find the same thing. Of course you can, Alan. No problem. Just send me an email. All right, let me read this. I can relate to foreigners who dislike Thailand because I am one of them. People are hating on Thailand because they have finally become fed up with all of the racism, scams, and fake everything Thailand has to offer, not to mention the growing anti-Westerner sentiment that has grown as a result of government propaganda. Okay, let's just take that first couple of sentences. Yes, there are, it seems like to me, there are more people, more foreigners who are disgruntled with what's going on here in Thailand. I can understand that. Definitely. Yeah. See you later, Walter. Yeah, I'm having more internet problems here again. Ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. All right, where's my... Okay, so, becoming fed up with all the... Here's the thing. He says racism, scams, and fake everything Thailand has to offer. Now, fake everything is a pretty broad term. Everything in Thailand is not fake. It may seem that way at times, but it's not. Scams, I look at it like this. Every country has their own scams. If you think the United States, the UK, Australia doesn't have scams, please. Didn't hear any of the letter? Really? Did other people hear the letter? Okay. All right. Sorry there, Robert Redford. Robert Redford. Jesus. Anyway, now the racism. There definitely is an us or them mentality here, at least with the government. Now, I don't know that there's really all that much we can do about it, aside from saying I'm not going back. But this is a big problem here. And people from the West don't like the way they do things here. That's what it comes down to. They don't like the fact that, people got to pay more, people are viewed differently. But you are different. I hate to tell you, we are different, and you have to be prepared for that if you're going to live here. Yeah, there are a lot of other places that are just as bad, if not worse. I mean, it's like, hey, if you think China isn't worse than Thailand, please go to China. Let me just go on here. The resentment for Thailand is especially true for those of us who never went to Thailand for the sex scene and have no interest in hookers. Okay. Instead, we went thinking we could carve out a decent life, but realized the Thais do not want foreigners around other than as temporary tourists. Okay, here's another thing to think about. How much has changed when it comes to immigration for people being able to stay here? And is it really bad what immigration has done in the way of tightening their guidelines? Instituting further restrictions. I think they have made it more difficult, but I think that for a long period of time, foreigners have taken advantage of the system. And just like in the United States, they're trying to tighten the rules so that there are no more loopholes. Right, Jim, Alpharetta Jim. You're not equal. You are not Thai. You never will be. You are a minority here. You're never Thai, and you never will be. And the sooner you understand that, the easier it will be. But guess what? Embrace that. Embrace the fact that you're different. If you can't abide by their rules and regulations, then obviously that means you need to make a change. You need to either try another way to abide by those guidelines and those rules, or you need to get out. And listen, getting out, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a choice. That's all it is. But realize that Thais do not want foreigners around other than as temporary tourists. I think what they want is they want people who have money and who have, I think they look at it, now I could be wrong, but what I think is they don't want just people who can come here and get by. They want people who are going to contribute substantially to their economy. They want people they want to lift up, and this is not only with foreigners, but also with Thais. They want their country to be lifted up and to be more like a Singapore, or in some ways like China, but more like Singapore economically, and not like the old Thailand. And that's what foreigners want. Because when you have a third world country, which is what they started out as, and you have a third world country who's building their stuff, their country, they're trying to grow. Well, you can't say that they don't want retirees, because if you show 800,000 baht in the bank, you're still here. That's not that much money. If you show the money coming in every month, it's the same amount. They just want to show it into the Thai economy, directly into the Thai economy, not doing, what a lot of people do, which is going to the ATM, transferring a little bit of money, going to the ATM, taking out money. I understand. But yes, they do want a younger, more progressive type of economy, and they want to raise their economy up to be different from how it was before. I mean, I don't make, this is my opinion. I didn't make this happen. It's not me. So don't hate on me because of this. I'm just saying what I think it's like. That's what I think that they're doing. Okay? Uh, the tipping point for many was immigration and how poorly they treat foreigners. It varies around the country. Well, that's another point that needs to be examined a little bit more closely, because in all the time that I've dealt with immigration, it's been a pain in the ass, I will say that, especially if you were down at Suan Luang before. Was it Suan Luang? Is that what I'm thinking? Suan Plu? Can't even remember. I think it's Suan Plu. It's been my memory is not that good. But anyway, the old immigration, before Chiang Watana, if you had to go to the other place, the old place, forget about it. That place was a nightmare. You know, it was old. Suan Plu. It was old. It was hot. It was packed full of people. It was miserable. And while Chiang Watana could still be packed, it's air conditioned. It's modern. They have all kinds of food places. Man, you went to the other place. Forget about it. You walked outside. Maybe you could get some mu ping. You know, you get some sticky rice or something like that. But it's a little better now when it comes to that. Now, that doesn't go to how people are treated. However, in all the time that I've been going to immigration, only once was I treated what I thought was a little bit impolitely. And I got a little irritated. Aside from that, you know, it's not about what you want, how you think it should be. It really is very cut and dry. Do you have all the papers? Do you have all the documents that you need to show? Is everything in order? Do you present yourself semi-decently? You don't have to be dressed in a suit. But if you're dressed in a pair of bath shoes, like flip-flops that are, the little $1.99 kind of flip-flops, and you got a pair of ratty shorts on and a t-shirt, which, listen, I'm not opposed to dressing like that, but you just don't dress like that when you go to immigration. Then they may not be as polite to you as if you just go in a pair of jeans and you have some respect. That's what's important. And the United States won't let people in, or they don't really want to. A lot of people don't want people coming in. They don't want poor illegal immigrants coming into the country. Now, the difference is, I think most Westerners don't come in as illegal immigrants. They come in legally, and then maybe they can't stay legally. So, there's a lot of people, listen, I don't consider myself to be, hoity-toity. But when necessary, I will wear a suit. When necessary, I will wear halfway decent clothes. And usually I have it in my head that if I'm going to immigration, I better at least wear a pair of jeans and a halfway decent shirt, no holes in it, and, even I'll trim my beard. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Just to make myself look a little more presentable. So there are a lot of people who complain, and I think they really have no room to complain. Now, I'm not saying that this guy, from the sounds of things, that's the thing. There are many things in the world that are a pain in the ass, and you got to do them. Excuse me. It would be nice just to disappear and say, I live in the United States. I don't have to do anything. All I got to worry about is food, a roof over my head. I've got a generator. I've got plenty of money, and that would be great. All right, now, it's obvious the Thai government has been bought off by China, which is why they've constantly been trashing Westerners and trying to lift the image of the Chinese. I don't think that that's true. Now, I don't know who is, unless this guy is in the know, unless he has some information that I don't, the Chinese, they try to buy off everywhere. Look at Africa. The entire continent is full of Chinese. Okay? They're everywhere. Look at Australia. They're everywhere. I could go on and on about the communist-style economy, feudal system, and many more things, but perhaps another day. Okay. I do understand, though, that many times it seems as if the Thai government is acting in a fashion that is anti-foreigner. I don't know that it's anti-foreigner as much as it is pro-Thai. They don't care about guys who are just like, well, I can't live there. Now, I look at it another way. I look at it like, hey, once you have a family, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to just say this just for me, but I think once you have a family and you were legal, they should make it much easier to remain legal, just like they do, say, in the United States. Get a green card system or something, because they make it extremely difficult to get a permanent residency. I don't know that I'd ever want to become a Thai citizen. I don't know about that. But they do make it quite difficult to become a permanent resident. And maybe that's a good thing. I mean, no, that's good. Maybe that is a good thing. I have no plans to ever return to Thailand after having lived there for several years. Moving there was a mistake. Okay, well, as long as you learn from that, I think that that's important. But at least I did not lose any property like many foreigners. Well, foreigners legally can't own property. They can own their house. They can't own their land. So yes, many have lost property, goods like TVs and stereos and furniture. Okay, it happens. It's all about, do you have the money to move your stuff out? Do you have the money to stay? Do you have the money? Do you have some system in place? Have you looked forward as opposed to just saying everything is fine the way it is? And it is a difficult process. I don't say that it's not difficult. But I say that with a little planning, it can be easier. All right, now here's what and I was not murdered, which is much more common than reported. I don't know if that's true. And again, I don't know where he's getting his information from. Do I think that there are more murdered that are reported? Maybe. But that I don't think that that's a malicious statement. It could be that, they've only got so many people that can be so many places, and not everybody dying is important enough to put in the news. And I don't have many good things to say about Thai people in general as far as character. Well, can you say that about other nationalities? Do you have a lot of great things to say about them and their character? I think it's very hard to know if you don't live there. Would you say that about Filipinos or Laotians or Burmese or Cambodians? Would you say that their character is fantastic? I don't know. And so I think that's a broad generalization that makes things, I don't know. You're taking it to a place I don't think it needs to go. Racism and ignorance afflicts the majority of the Thai people. Okay, well, I'm not going to disagree with that. But majority that word is key. I don't know that I can agree with that majority. Because I live in an area where there are very few foreigners. And I don't think that I'm treated any differently than anybody else. Now, there was a time a couple of years ago when I went to get some water from a place near where Alex plays guitar sometimes, and they wanted to charge me like 10 baht, and the water was like 7 baht, and I was like, hey, this is a 7 baht bottle of water, man. And they're like, no, 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 no. And then my kid went in later to see, and it was 7 baht. So, I mean, listen, they're going to try to do they're going to try to get away with what they can, and I understand that may not be, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not asking them for anything. If I give them the money, then, well, yeah, exactly. No one forces you to live here. I've been here for 10 years, and if I decide that things aren't going well, I'll leave. Yeah, I mean, if it ever got to where it was that bad, I'll find a way to leave and for our family to move elsewhere. Now, we've thought about it in the past just because we thought, well, maybe it'll be better for us. But then again, there's a lot of negatives to us moving back, which is why we don't want to move back. Especially right now. I mean, that's ridiculous to move back right now. That would be very, very difficult. Their government and education system brainwashes them. Oh, I'm not going to talk about this. Thais are almost as xenophobic as Koreans. Ooh. There you go, Robert Redford. But many people do not realize this because they are fooled by the fake smile and or see Thailand through the eyes of their Thai girlfriend or hooker. Thailand is backwards as hell and has a very dark underbelly. Well, listen. Oh, Thailand has a very dark underbelly. Hey, listen. If you think the United States, if Italy, if Spain, if Portugal, if Cambodia, if none of these places have dark underbellies, what world are you living in? Because every place has a dark underbelly. There's the side that everybody wants you to see, and then there is the, the black market world, the dark net or whatever that was called. What China is doing in Africa. No, we're not back, man. This internet is not good. Not on my end. All right, we're back. We should be back. He did not say, the letter writer did not say what country he is from, which obviously that is rather important. Let me see if I can deduce that. I don't believe so, but maybe it's possible. Give me a second. Internet's very squirrely, but again, well, he's not here anymore. I can tell you that right now. Yeah. I never lived in Korea. I don't know, but this guy must know millions of people intimately. Just so many countries. That's the thing is it's very difficult to truly portray an entire nationality. I mean, it's about experiences. Now, what I will say is this. When more and more people begin talking about, hey, this country is doing this and I don't like it, and this is how they are to people. When you see an increasing number of people, and it just continues to increase month after month, then you got to start taking notice. And I do think that foreigners have taken notice about Thailand, but I also think that there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't have been allowed here or anywhere else to stay with the restrictions or guidelines that were implemented implemented now. They probably couldn't stay anywhere else. But because of how things were before, and how easy it was to stay here before, I'll be honest, I'm fortunate, I kind of hit the right spots at the right time, and it's been a little bit easier for me. It's not always easy for me, I can tell you that right now. And some people, they never get to the place where if something goes wrong, they have a little bit of backup. They come over here on a wing and a prayer, and then they don't ever progress, or they don't move in a different direction, or whatever it might be, and then they're screwed. They're stuck. And I don't really look at it as if I'm stuck here. There are times when I want to just get out of here. But then there are times when I'm very grateful to be here. Whether it's because of something that happens to me here in the country and how I'm treated positively, or the negative things that are happening back home, or I think about the costs. I'm always thinking about the costs. Maybe one day I won't. I don't know, but I doubt it, because I value money. It's important to value money, and I don't know what else to say. And one thing that I never thought, I didn't even think about having a family and how my family would be set up, and how I didn't think that when I came over here. I had no idea, and I certainly didn't think, oh, I've got to get married so that I can stay here. It just happened, And so with some people that's going to happen, some people it won't. Now this guy, I can tell you, maybe he's teaching English. I don't know. I can't be positive, But, Thailand is different. And if you come over here thinking that you're going to be able to stay here and live here, and you're going to have your Western life all the time. I wish Jono was here. Did I talk to him yesterday? Was it yesterday? Oh, he just sent me a message last night, but it was about trumpet playing. Because another viewer was asking about Jono and his trumpet playing, because Jono is very into music and jazz and the trumpet and all that. But Jono has said to me repeatedly that he couldn't have prepared himself for how things would be here. Things are quite a bit different. You think you're going to be prepared, but you're not. You can never be prepared enough, and it may be painful to hear for some people. It's not for me, but you're never going to be Thai. You're never going to be one of them. And if you go to like North Dakota or Wyoming or Iowa or somewhere like that, and you are somebody from, say, I don't know, just some off-the-wall country that most people never see in a big city, or rarely see in a big city, and you go to some little podunk town, and you're the only foreigner in the whole town, of course you're going to be different. And you may be treated well. I don't know. But, the bottom line is, while I started this out because I didn't, I was seeing all these things about China, and I don't like how they keep I think their influence is too great. And as I was saying earlier, and I said this to my family, I've said it to numerous people, but obviously we are too reliant on, and it's not just too reliant on China. We don't want to become too reliant on any country ever again. We need to be reliant on ourselves. Is this an accurate statement? It seems many retired expats don't have a lot of money behind them. They seem upset due to increased Thailand cost of living and required health insurance mandate. Well, I think it doesn't. A guy wrote the other day. The guy Fred, who came in the chat the other day, and I give him a hard time because I think he's far too negative about damn near everything. And he was talking about how he makes his pension or whatever is $2,500 a month, and it's not enough. And I'm like, well, then maybe you need to budget your money better. Seriously. You're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do if you come over here. It used to be the thing was $500 a month I can live here, right? That's what it used to be. Oh, can I live there on $500 a month? Well, even 25 years ago, $500 a month wasn't shit. It was a drop in the bucket. $1,000 when it was, up to say 45, 50 baht to the dollar, you could live okay. You had to budget your money. You weren't going to be out partying every night, pulling chicks from the bar and paying them. It wasn't going to happen. You had to moderate yourself. It's not like you're not living like you're a rich man. Maybe for a couple days a week you could, but that was it. So, and this is 25 years ago. That was not possible. And now, forget about it. $1,000 ain't going to get you anything. I mean, can you get by if you really want to? Yeah, okay, you could. Thais do. But most foreigners don't want to live that way. And so how can you bash the country because the cost of living's gone up everywhere? Damn near everywhere in the world, the cost of living has gone up. And I used to say, and I've been saying this for a long time, Thailand isn't cheap. It's cheaper. Now, when you come over as a tourist and you're 60 days in Thailand or 30 days in Thailand or a week in Thailand, hey, it's very reasonable. You go, wow, this is really great. Prices are good. Think about something. If you got $2,500 a month and that's your budget, really what you need. Now, I'm not talking about do you have credit card bills, do you have alimony, spousal support, what do you call it, the child support. I'm not talking about any of those kind of bills. I'm talking about rent, food, electric, rent, food, utilities, a little bit of transportation money. Then if you got that much money, you're not living within your means. Because I can do that very, very easily. Okay? As a single man, a piece of cake. And have plenty of, I'd have, if I really wanted, I could have 40, 50,000 left over. More than likely, 20,000